A pipeline of 5 cm diameter is reduced abruptly to 2.5 cm diameter at a section to enable measurement of the water flowing through it. The loss of head at the contraction is 0.5 m given that in metric units 2g 4.43 and g 3.132 the mean velocity in the reduced section will be a 0.5 m sec. B 1.1075 m sec. C 1.566 m sec. D 4.43 m sec. The correct answer is 4.43 m sec. A clay layer 5 m thick undergoes 50 consolidation in 5 years when subjected to an average pressure increase of 50 kN/m2. If the clay layer were 10 m thick, in what period would it undergo 50 consolidation for the same pressure? A 10 years. B 2.5 years. C 25 years. D 20 years. The correct answer is 20 years. Which one of the following is the most preferred wood for high quality and durable furniture? A sandalwood. B deodar wood. C teak wood. D shisham wood. The correct answer is teak wood. For ornamental work, which types of bricks is our preferred? 1. Silica bricks. 2. Silica lime bricks. 3. Bricks produced in autoclaves. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A 1 and 3 only. B 2 and 3 only. C 1 only. D 2 only. The correct answer is 2 and 3 only. In case of footing on the surface of shallow depth is very dense sand, which one of the following types of failure is likely to occur? A punching shear failure. B local shear failure. C general shear failure. D any of the above 3. The correct answer is general shear failure. For 1 cubic meter of brick masonry, the number of modular bricks needed is A 400 or less. B 400 to 450. C 500 to 550. D 600 to 650. The correct answer is 500 to 550. To produce low heat cements, it is necessary to reduce the compound A C3S, B C2S, C C3A, D C4AF. The correct answer is C3A. The probability that the load on a scaffolding will exceed the design load of 3 tons is 0.15. At the same time, the probability that the strength of the scaffolding will be more than 3 tons is 0.85. The probability that the scaffolding will fail is A 0.2775, B 0.1275, C 0.0225, D 0.0020. The correct answer is 0.0225. The dry density of a soil is 1.5 gcc. If the saturation water content were 50, then its saturated density and submerged density would respectively be A 1.5 gcc and 1.0 gcc, B 2.0 gcc and 1.0 gcc, C 2.25 gcc and 1.25 gcc, D 2.0 gcc and 1.50 gcc. The correct answer is 2.25 gcc and 1.25 gcc. Consider the following soil parameters and conditions. 1. Drainage conditions. 2. Thickness of layer. 3. Initial void ratio. 4. Overburden pressure. The magnitude of settlement is influenced by A 1, 2 and 3, B 2, 3 and 4, C 1, 3 and 4, D 1, 3 and 4. The correct answer is 2, 3 and 4. A concentrated load acting on the surface of a soil produces a stress of 19.1 kPa at a depth of 1 m below it. Using Boussinesqs expression, the stress at 2m depth is A 9.55 kPa, B 6.37 kPa, C 4.775 kPa, D 4.37 kPa. The correct answer is 4.775 kPa. Consider the following statements. Seasoning of timber results is 1. Increased strength, 2. Increased durability, 3. Reduced resilience. Of these statements, A1, 2 and 3 are correct. B1 and 3 are correct. C1 and 2 are correct. D2 and 3 are correct. The correct answer is 1, 2 and 3 are correct. Gypsum is added to Portland cement during its manufacture so that it may A. Accelerate the setting time, B. Retard the setting time, C. Decrease the burning temperature, D. Facilitate grinding. The correct answer is retard the setting time. If the velocity potential for xy, what are the x and y components of velocity at the point 14? A. U16 v4, B. U4 v16, C. U16 v4, D. U16 v16. The correct answer is U16 v4. Unit cost of any item of work can be found by using A. Specifications, B. Value analysis, C. Economic analysis, D. Rate analysis. The correct answer is rate analysis. Which one of the following different types of submerged soils is susceptible to liquefaction under earthquake shocks? A. Dense sand, B. Soft clay, C. Loose silt, D. Fissured clay. The correct answer is loose silt. In the given figure 1 and the 2 and maximum and minimum principal stresses, in order that the resultant stress on the plane AB is the value of should be A. 30, B. 45, C. 60, D. 75. The correct answer is 45. Eutrophication of water bodies is caused by the A. Discharge of toxic substances, B. Excessive discharge of nutrients, C. Excessive discharge of suspended solids, D. Excessive discharge of chlorides. The correct answer is excessive discharge of suspended solids. For laminar flow through a circular tube, the average velocity at a section is A. the same as that at the center of tube, B. 2/3 the velocity at the center of the tube, C. half the velocity at the center of the tube, D. dependent on the pressure at the section. The correct answer is half the velocity at the center of the tube. In the figure shows the effective pressure at C is given by symbols have the usual meanings. A. HZYW, B. ZYW, C. ZY sub, D. HYW ZY sat. The correct answer is ZYW. Consider the following assumptions. 1. Failure occurs on a plane surface. 2. Wall is smooth but not necessarily vertical. 3. Failure wedge is a rigid body. Coulombs' theory of earth pressure is based on assumptions A. 1, 2 and 3, B. 1 and 3, C. 1 and 2, D. 2 and 3. The correct answer is 1 and 2. A 2-meter diameter water pipe is required to withstand a 200-meter head of water. Assuming the limiting tensile stress for the pipe material to be 200 kg cm2, the minimum thickness of the material of the pipe to be used will have to be A. 5 cm, B. 10 cm, C. 15 cm, D. 20 cm. The correct answer is 10 cm. In the preliminary treatment of wastewater, skimming tanks are often included in the treatment scheme. Various features of skimming tanks are that these 1. can remove general floating matter, 2. can remove oily and greasy matter, 3 have detention time of 30 min. 4. Employ compressed air blown through diffusers. Which of these statements are correct? A1 and 3. B2 and 4. C2 and 3. D1 and 2. The correct answer is 2 and 4. Consider the following statements. 1. A dummy activity is artificially introduced in a network when necessary. 2. A dummy activity consumes some time. 3. A dummy activity is represented by a dotted arrow. 4. A dummy activity must necessarily be introduced in every network. Which of the above statements are correct? A1, 2 and 3. B1 and 3. C2, 3 and 4. D1 and 2. The correct answer is 1 and 3. Consider the following stages in the manufacturing of bricks. 1. Weathering. 2. Molding. 3. Tempering. The correct sequence of these stages in the manufacturing of the bricks is A1, 2, 3. B2, 3, 1. C1, 3, 2. D3, 2, 1. The correct answer is 1, 3, 2. What is the predominating coagulation mechanism for raw water having high turbidity and high alkalinity? A. Ionic layer compression. B. Adsorption and charge neutralization. C. Sweep coagulation. D. Interparticle bridging. The correct answer is adsorption and charge neutralization. The momentum correction factor is used to account for A. Change in the direction of flow. B. Change in total energy. C. Change in mass rate of flow. D. Non-uniform distribution of velocities. The correct answer is change in total energy. Where is D'Alembert's principle employed? A. In the design of long columns. B. To determine stresses induced in thick cylinders. C. To reduce a problem of kinetics to an equivalent problem of statics. D. In the analysis of many geotechnical problems. The correct answer is to reduce a problem of kinetics to an equivalent problem of statics. The hoop stress in a dome subjected to uniformly distributed load. A. Is always compressive. B. Is tensile at sections whose radius vectors are at angles less than 51 with the vertical. C. Is tensile at sections whose radius vectors are at angles greater than 51 with the vertical. D. Is always tensile. The correct answer is tensile at sections whose radius vectors are at angles less than 51 with the vertical. A commonly used hand pump is the A. Centrifugal pump. B. Reciprocating pump. C. Rotary pump. D. Axial flow pump. The correct answer is reciprocating pump. A sieve 1000 mm in diameter is laid at a slope to obtain a velocity of 0.8 ms when running full. Assuming Manning's n as constant, what is the velocity in this sieve if it is running half full? A. 0.2 ms. B. 0.4 ms. C. 0.6 ms. D. 0.8 ms. The correct answer is 0.8 ms. For the network shown in the above figure, the number on each arrow denotes the time duration of activity in days. The earliest start time in days for activity 5-6 is A. 8. B. 7. C. 9. D. 11. The correct answer is 8. A clay layer 5 m thick in field takes 300 days to attain 50 consolidation with condition of double drainage. If the same clay layer is underlain by hard rock, then the time taken to attain 50 consolidation will be A. 300 days. B. 600 days. C. 900 days. D. 1200 days. The correct answer is 1200 days. Two forces P6N and Q10N act on a particle and their lines of action are inclined to each other at an angle of 60. What is the magnitude of the third force R which will keep the particle in equilibrium? A 13.30 N, B 13.89 N, C 14.00 N, D 14.02 N. The correct answer is 14.00 N. The three-hinged arch shown in the given figure will have value of H as A 20 kN, B 30 kN, C 40 kN, D 50 kN. The correct answer is 40 kN. What is 5 days 20 C BOD equal to? A 3 days 27 C BOD, B 4 days 30 C BOD, C 6 days 32 C BOD, D 7 days 35 C BOD. The correct answer is 4 days 30 C BOD. Consider the following statements in solid waste management. 1. Density separation of solid wastes can be accomplished by air classifiers. 2. Iron recovery from solid wastes can be done by magnetic separators. 3. Aluminium separation from solid wastes can be accomplished by eddy current separators. Which of the statements given above are correct? A 1 and 2, B 2 and 3, C 1 and 3, D 1 2 and 3. The correct answer is 1 and 2. Consider the following statements. 1. Book value is the unamortized cost of the asset as it still appears on the accounting books of the business. 2. Termination of economic life implies disposal of the equipment. Which of the statements given above are correct? A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, D neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is both 1 and 2. A person of height 1.65 m standing on a cliff of height 20 m above the water level on seashore can sight a ship at a distance of about A 10 kilometers, B 18 kilometers, C 30 kilometers, D 40 kilometers. The correct answer is 18 kilometers. Which of the following characteristic features may be used while plotting a contour plan? 1. Two contour lines having the same elevation cannot unite the continue as one line. Two contour lines closed together indicate a gentle slope. 3 contour lines cross a valley line at right angles. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. A 1 2 and 3, B 1 and 2, C 2 and 3, D 1 and 3. The correct answer is 1 and 3. The radial moment at the boundary of a simply supported circular slab of radius r subjected to a uniformly distributed load of W will be A WR2 8, B WR2 12, C 3 WR2 16, D 0. The correct answer is 3 WR2 16. Soundness test of cement is done to determine its A durability in sea water, B free lime content, C iron oxide content, D alumina content. The correct answer is free lime content. For a non-concurrent force system to be in equilibrium, A closure of the force polygon alone is sufficient. B closure of the funicular polygon alone is sufficient. C both force and funicular polygon must close. D the conditions mentioned at A, B and C are not relevant. The correct answer is both force and funicular polygon must close. The displacement method is also referred to as which one of the following? A minimum strain energy method, B Maxwell-Mohr method, C consistent deformation method, D slope deflection method. The correct answer is slope deflection method. If the CBR value obtained at 5 mm penetration is higher than that at 2.5 mm, then the test is repeated for checking, and if the check test reveals a similar trend, then the CBR value is to be reported as the A mean of the values for 5 mm and 2.5 mm penetrations. B higher value minus the lower value. C lower value corresponding to 2.5 mm penetration. D higher value obtained at 5 mm penetration. The correct answer is higher value obtained at 5 mm penetration. If a descending gradient of 1 in 25 meets an ascending gradient of 1 in 40, then the length of valley curve required for a headlight sight distance of 100 m will be A 30 m, B 130 m, C 310 m, D 630 m. The correct answer is 130 m. In rock masses, reduction in strength occurs due to the presence of relatively large quantities of A. Silica, B. iron oxides, C. autoclaves, D. hornblende. The correct answer is hornblende. What is the zone where fish life might tend to progressively dwindle when wastewater is discharged into a river called A. zone of degradation, B. zone of active decomposition, C. zone of mixing, D. zone of recovery. The correct answer is zone of active decomposition. Which one of the following states of field compaction of sand deposit truly represents the corrected standard penetration test value in corrected 27? A. loose, B. medium dense, C. dense, D. very dense. The correct answer is medium dense.